Hello everyone, and welcome to the Community Butcher's Circus tier list. For a few days now, I have been asking people to put their opinions on a scale of 1 to 5 to see where certain heroes stand in terms of their value. Creating this list. So first of all, the very top, the king of all kings, the Jester, sitting on a 4.6. He's by far the highest up there by over 0.1. Because as we drop down, it is a tie between the Crusader and the Bounty Hunter for that top spot in that category, sitting at a 4.47. Very close to 4.5, but not quite making it. Understandable that the Jester does have very minor things that make him a lot better than the Bounty Hunter, such as the insta-kill, but doesn't have the consistent kills around the rest of the time. And the Crusader is just something else on his own. He can save people. He's also got the stuns. Next off, we've got the Arbalest, sitting at a 4.43. Again, very close to our 4.5. She does mental in a mark comp. She's got better trinkets than the Musketeer, that just makes her picked more. All around, amazing. Even the Flare removes stuns, removes the debuffs, especially when we go over to our next character, the Man-at-Arms, who has a lot of those debuffs and stress. Has the Bolster that can increase dodge and reduce the stress taken. He can use Retribution to have a riposte, reduces the damage as I've said, with also applying stress. Lots of things in his kit. The Abomination, actually wait, the Man-at-Arms sat at a 4.39. The Abomination is sat at a 4.13. Understandable, not quite as versatile as the Man-at-Arms, but he's commonly used in stress comps, being able to Beast's Bile and also have riposte from that. Being able to manacles all the way up to position 3 is great. The transformation that can have 32 per character stress over time. Applies it to each one. You can do it twice, that's 64. You're very quickly closing on to over 250 stress from just one character. I believe. Numbers might be slightly off. Next up, we have the Flagellant. Used to not be as good at the beginning of a Butcher Circus. People are really quickly starting to find out, and he is sat at a 4.11. Only slightly lower than the Abomination. I think the amount of major heals the Flagellant can pump out is amazing. The bonuses at Death Door is amazing. Very little is bad about him other than his accuracy, but he has some great accuracy trinkets that really help him and puts him up there. Next up, in the 3.5 to 4 category, we have the Houndsmaster, who almost made it to the 4, where I probably would have put him, but he sat at 3.95. Now, the Houndmaster, while he has, I believe, the highest output of stress, with damage as well, he's really amazing, but when you add 1 or 2 riposts to a team, it can be a bit difficult to use. There's a few comps coming around now where you don't even Hounds Harry once, and you can just stress heal, since he does a total of 92, I believe. So yeah, he is doing amazing up there. Next we've got the Antiquarian, set at a 3.65. She has great heals, can put 3 HP per turn, can stack it up to 4 times with the correct trinket, 12 health per turn. It's an amazing amount of healing to be doing. How many other characters can you say are doing 48 healing per turn? Not many. She also has stress. She's got great retreat abilities if she gets hooked or moved in any way. Take cover is amazing, being able to go invisible. Most Mark comps don't have ways of dealing with that, unless for some reason the Arbalest has taken the Eerie Eye, which I do believe is one that lets you go through stealth. Maybe wrong on that one. Next up, we have the Vestal, who almost made it to the next category, as most of the top ones do. So at 3.47. I think she's a little low. I do think people underestimate her. She's not as widely used as I think she probably could be. She's got an amazing stun that can be brought up to a 150. You can almost stun lock people. She has very, I guess, a guaranteed heal is another reason why she's so good. Just next to her though is a Grave Robber, sat at 3.13. Sorry, a 3.39. Looking at the wrong person. 3.39. Yeah, she's got some great stress abilities. She has great potential across the board. I think some of her damage skills are a bit lacking though, and that's where she really gets let down. But the amount of blight she can apply with her panic darts is amazing, plus she can also go invisible, which, as we've already said, most people don't have something that can get rid of that. Really good. Shieldbreaker is coming in with the 3.13. Understandable. She has a great kit, but with the Arbalest having ways of bypassing guard and the Jester having ways of bypassing guard, there's just not really need. The Abomination can also break guard. Stuns can break guard. So many ways of getting rid of guard, she's not really too essential, even if you're up against a full guard team. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw an A-Bomb, Bounty Hunter, Crusader, Arbalest or Jester all on one team, all of them being able to get rid of shields. I think if they got reduced some way, I could definitely see the Shieldbreaker getting really high up there, especially with a high dodge. She's got blights, she's got ways of getting past protection, really good skill set. She's just not essential. Highwayman recently has been coming into play more and more. Lots of people seem to be taking him as a riposte build. Some people taking him in stress builds. It's really personal choice. He was coming in at a 3.04. Yeah, sounds about right. J-Man recently won the championship. He used a Highwayman Plague Doctor. We'll come back to the Plague Doctor in a bit. But the Highwayman just did so much damage. It's really crazy. Got a 41 crit onto an A-Bomb at one point. Took him from full to Death Star. Really great. Next, we have the Leper. Sat on a 2.65. The Leper I have a love and hate relationship with. I really want to be able to make stress builds with him. However, he doesn't do enough stress. His protections are great. You can take Defender. However, they're not working. His damage build, however, is great. There's the Goliath comp. You can really output the damage, especially after taking that one turn to increase your accuracy. You can heal. If you're lucky and you get double crit, you could probably take two people straight to Death's Door turn 2. Would not be surprised. The Cultist, pretty low again, 2.56. Yeah, really just used in stress comps, maybe the odd Mark comp. I think there's one comp where you just take Arbalest, Musketeer, Occultist, Bounty Hunter, and it's called like the Darkest Mark comp, I believe. Where you just put out so much damage, turn 1, you're pretty much guaranteed a kill. There's some stress builds that use it, but at the moment you have movement. I believe he has a 5% move resist. He's just being flung about. He can't make himself go invis, he can only allies go invis. His heal isn't guaranteed unless you've got the trinket, which also reduces your death's door resistance chance. Not really too great. The Musketeer. The Musketeer was a 2.43, only just not making it into 2.5. I believe she's so low because her trinkets are just not as good as the Arbalist. Her equivalent to the Arbalist's Flare doesn't remove debuffs or stuns, which can be really essential, especially when you're going up against stun comps. And that's really just it. I believe there's a few other skills that are different, which make her a bit worse. But outside of that, she could definitely go higher if she got balance to be on the same level as Arbalist. Only minor changes are needed. Next up, we've got the Hellion, who almost didn't make it to a 2. I believe the last person who voted managed to get her up above a 2. And that got her to a 2.04. Understandable. She has very, very low accuracy. She's not really hitting anything. I think the most interesting thing I've ever done with her is done 3 adrenalines and a breakthrough which got a triple crit, and I think I took 3 people down to death's door. But that's 4 turns. You're basically losing if you're doing all that for 4 turns. You could definitely have lost 2 characters by then. So it's I understand that. And then otherwise you're just YARPing, which sure the minus accuracy is good, but if you're going to go for position 1 and 2, you might want to take a Crusader. He's also got a stun. You're going to do a lot more. And finally, in last place, who didn't even make it to 1.5, was a Plague Doctor at 1.48. The Plague Doctor really needs movement resist. Barely able to do anything in position 1 and 2. And that's really it. If it could do stuff in position 1 and 2, I think they'd be better. Or just give them movement resist. If they can somehow get at least slightly lucky and being able to sit in that back position the entire game, really strong character. Huge amount of blight. Huge amount of minus accuracy and stress. Can even shuffle, which is more personal preference. However, that is the tier list. This was voted for by, I believe, a little over 30 people. I did post it over a few days, and I'm going to look at getting the community to vote on other stuff. Thank you for watching. I am Sticky Blood. Bye.